This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. First and foremost, I would like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rekah Kwadash. I would like to give double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the true leaders of Israel to this day, who taught me this truth. And I would like to say shalom to all the Akim and Akwaf that's believing on this truth and that's seeking their salvation at the hands of Yahawah and his only begotten son, Yahawashi. I would like to say shalom. So today I want to get into a quick lesson, and I'm going to name it, Our Forefathers Died Not to Eat Swine's Flesh. Hashtag integrity. And I'm going to get that definition for integrity. And I'm going to also get the book of Second Maccabees, where our forefather Eleazar would have rather been put to death than to eat swine's flesh. So let's get right into it with the definition of integrity.
Integrity.
The quality of being honest and having a strong moral principle, morally upright. Okay, and that describes our forefathers. They were morally upright. Let's look at, get some of these similar words.
Honesty.
Honesty, the quality of being honest.
Ethics.
Ethics, moral principles that governs a person's behavior.
Morality.
Morality, principles concerning the decisions between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. Let's grab one more, okay, which I love this one.
Nobility.
Nobility, the quality of being noble in character, okay? Noble in character, mind, birth, or rank, okay? Because whether our forefathers was in captivity or have their sovereignty, okay, when they stood on the law, statutes, and commandments that made them a noble people. You got to remember, the laws was given to the Israelites to separate us from all nations, okay? We are a noble people, okay? And that's through the law, statutes, and commandments. And we understand right now in this captivity, we cannot keep the law to its perfection, okay? But we can keep certain ones, like not eating pork, not getting lined up, okay? Not committing adultery. It's certain laws that we can keep, okay? And breaking these laws will destroy you, all right? This place over here, America, Babylon the Great, has brought Jake so low, okay, has removed, okay, the integrity from our people, okay? They don't stand on anything, okay? Especially not the law, statutes, commandments of Yahawah, Shem, Yahawashi, okay? They're not morally upright, okay? And that's because the ruler, all right? That's because who's running this current beast system, okay? The lowest of the lowest beast on earth, which would be none other than Esau, Edom. All right. And that's why this place is going to be totally removed out of the way. And everybody that's joined hand in hand with the self-proclaimed white man is going to be moved out of the way with them. All right. As it tells you in the book of Isaiah 13. All right. So these jakes that's getting on film, okay, taking and recording themselves doing wickedness. OK, there's a judgment for that. All right, because Yahawah Shem Yahawashi has given straight commandments of what you should do to avoid judgment. And we'll get that in the book of 2 Ezra 7. All right, because Jake is not going to have a cloak for their sins, as it tells you in St. John 15 and 22. All right, Jake don't have a cloak for their sins. OK, and everything that you're doing is being recorded. Even if you don't record it, you got to remember the eyes of the Lord go to and fro. Okay, beholding the good and the evil, Jake. All right. Whether you're doing it and you're putting it on film, okay, or you're doing it behind closed doors, everything is being recorded and everything is going to be known. All right. So let's get 2 Ezra, and then we'll get the example of our forefather. Okay, Eleazar. He rather have been put to death, okay, than eat swine's flesh. And over here in America, Babylon the Great, these goddamn niggas, and yes, we calling Jake a nigga because that's exactly how you're acting, okay? They would rather, okay, bow the knee, all right? Because everyone knows what Leviticus 11 and 7 say, all right? Swine is unclean. And what does it tell you in the book of Job 14:4? Okay, you cannot bring, let's just get that. Let's get Job 14:4. Yep. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Okay, Yahawashi said swine is unclean. Okay, you can't pray over it and make it clean. Okay, you can't soak it in baking soda and lemon for a whole day and make it clean. Jake, what you're doing is very wicked. Okay, and you're leading a whole group of people to their destruction. A lot of men, women, and children are going to be put to death here soon for falling after a false prophet, okay, a false teacher, a false leader. And we understand, okay, the deceived and the deceiver is Yahawashi. So let's get 2nd Ezra, and then we're going to get 2nd Maccabees. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7. And we'll just get right into it, starting at verse 21. For the Most High has given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live, okay? Even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient to him and spake against him and imagined vain things. And that's Jake to this day. That's why Yahawashi said his people are sottish children, okay, which means stupid. How is it the fact that you can read something so plain, okay, and then bring up a blue letter and try to justify your wickedness? Sottish children, let's go there. Our people are sottish children. What is that? Jeremiah chapter 4:22. Jeremiah 4, and we'll start at 21. Jeremiah 4:21. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people are foolish, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? They have not known me. They are sottish children. When you go into that word sottish, it means stupid. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Okay? To do good, they have no knowledge. What is that, Hosea? Okay? My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Let's just get it. Hosea 4. Let's go to that. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge. Okay, that's what Jake is doing, rejecting knowledge. It's not like knowledge is not on full display. They just reject it. They have rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law. Okay? Didn't we just read the law? Matter of fact, we didn't read it, but we'll read it. Okay? The law on swine, we'll read that. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High, I will also forget thy children, because you have forgotten the law. And we understand the law is not going to save us in this captivity, because we can't keep the a law to its perfection and not in this sinful flesh. But breaking the law will get you put to death. What's the law on swine, Jake? Everyone knows this. Leviticus 11:7. And the swine, though it divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. What we just read in Job 14:4. You cannot bring unclean. We'll read it again, because I don't want to butcher it. Of the flesh shall ye not touch, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. Swine's flesh is unclean to you, Jake. Okay, let's just get Job 4:14 one more time. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one is unclean. You can't make it clean, Jake. Okay, and that's why our forefather, okay, he knew the law, okay, and he stood on righteousness, okay, Eleazar, and that's going to be connected to his legacy, okay? And all you wicked Jakes that's out there doing evil, promoting it to Jake, okay, guess what? That's going to be connected to your legacy. You having to be a 2/3 over here in America, Babylon the Great. okay? And you knew to do right, but chose not to, okay? But chose not to. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and finish this off. Nevertheless, they were not obedient to him, but spake against him and imagined vain things and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds. Okay. You are doing nothing besides deceiving yourself. Okay. Because you promoting wickedness is not hurting no one but yourself and the people that's following you. And that's why, as you Israelites come into the understanding who you are, okay, the people you follow, okay, you have to make sure what's coming out of their mouth line up with what's in the scriptures, okay? And a man trying to pull out the blue letter to justify eating swine, okay? That's a wicked man. And ultimately, if he does not repent, Yahawashi is gonna put him to death. All right? And deceive themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But the law have they despised. Okay. Just as we read in Hosea. Okay. They've forgotten the law. He's going to also forget them. All right. Matter of fact, that wasn't Hosea. That was Salakia. That was Jeremiah. Yep. That was Jeremiah 4. All right. You forgotten the law. You despised the law, Jake. All right. And said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. Okay. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenant. In his statutes have they not been faithful, and had not performed his works. All right. And that lines Jacob to a T. All right. So now, all right, let's grab the example in the book of 2nd Maccabees chapter 6, starting at verse 1, and it reads, not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from their law of their fathers, and not to live after the law of the Most High, which his name is Yahawah. All right. And just as the king, which we was in the Greek Empire during this time, okay, which was ruled over by Edomites. Now we're in America, which is Babylon the Great, that's being ruled over by Edomites. And you don't think the same thing is happening now? That Esau, Edom, is going to try to grab up Jakes to make other Jakes go off? See, a lot of these men that got 501c3s that's not teaching and preaching in the names, that's not teaching, okay, what the MOTB is, you know, setting their followers up for destruction, you know, having them go off intentionally. You don't think these men are set up by this goddamn devil? They are. Nothing's new under the sun, as it tells you in the, let's get that, Ecclesiastes 1. Let's go there. There's nothing new under the sun. Same thing is happening all over again. Men are being set up, okay? And then also you're going to have those righteous men that can't be bought, okay? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Let's get another one. Okay, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, if I'm not mistaken. There's no new thing under the sun. Matter of fact, we'll start at verse 14. It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. The Most High does it, and man should fear before him. And that's what we see. We see a lack of fear for the Lord. And that's why so much outlandish shit is being spoken in these last days. And that's prophecy. Everyone has to stand in their lot to do what they do. So you're going to have false prophets. You're going to have men that come up against the true doctrine. You're going to have men set up to have Jake go off. Okay? A lot of men that truly don't understand what they're believing in, okay, that's not rooted, grounded in this faith, okay, they're liable to be taken by anybody, okay? There's a lot of brute beasts made to be taken, okay? Whether it's taken by the sword or taken by false doctrine. Let's finish this off. Verse 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And the Most High requireth that which is past. All right? So it's nothing new under the sun. We understand Esau, Edom is going to try to set up men to have Jake go off. Okay? And then there's going to be men that you cannot buy. All right? As we're going to read about our forefather Eleazar. All right, let's read this again. We're going to read verse 1, then jump down to verse 18. Not long after this, the king sent out an old men of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from their laws of their fathers and not to live, Salakia, after the laws of the Most High Yahawah. Verse 18, jumping down. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. So basically, Eleazar was like, I'm not going to eat swine's flesh. He spit it out and said, look, go ahead and torment me. All right. He stood with integrity. All right. Continuing on, verse 20. And it behooved them to come that are resoluted to stand out against such things as are not lawful for the love of life to be tasted. But they had the charge of the wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken of the sacrifice commanded by the king. So basically they tried to offer, because Eleazar, they were cool with Eleazar, so they tried to give him lawful flesh, okay, as if he ate the swine's flesh to still make Jake go off, okay. And that's like now, you know, Esau, Edom giving these different leaders, you know, the bag, okay, gifts, okay, just to make Jake go off. There's nothing new under the sun. But listen to this, okay? Verse 22. That in such doing he might be delivered from death, for the old friendship with them found favor. But he being to consider discreetly, and as he became his age and ecstasy of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereunto he was to come, and he in his most honest education from child, or rather the holy law made and gave by God, therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightway to send him to the grave. So he said, because of the laws, okay, because I have integrity, I'm not eating swine's flesh, you might as well send me to the grave. And see, that's the energy the hopeful elect is going to come in when they offer that C-hip. A lot of niggas are about to bow, okay, because they don't have any type of integrity. They're going to tap into death, okay, for a moment and have a stain on their legacy. But we're going to stand up like Eleazar. We're going to stand forth and say, send us to death. All right? I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to promote, okay, my fellow neighbors to do it, which are Israelites. And all you men that's not standing on integrity can't, you know, understand what's really going on. Okay, the Most High has no choice but to delete you. All right, it tells you in the book of Exodus not to follow multitude to do evil. All right, And that's why you have to, man, and we'll get that. And that's why you have to check, okay, your leaders. All right. Not check your leaders. That's why you have to check your leaders on if they're lining up to the scriptures. Let's get that. You know, even though they was offered Eleazar life without having to eat flesh, he was like, no, I'm not gonna do evil because you asked me to do evil. Hell no. He had integrity. This is Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrestle judgment. Okay, so he didn't follow a multitude to do evil, and he had righteous judgment. He was not going to make his fellow as an aged man. He was not going to make the young men to go off, men, women, and children. But in this time, you have men doing that. Okay, and like I said, I was getting straight to the point on that. But you see, you should read that whole chapter. But you see that our forefathers stood, okay, with integrity. So let's grab a couple precepts and we'll close out. Okay, you know, our forefathers rather have died before eating swine's flesh. And guess what? That righteous act that he made in the midst right there, that's going to be forever connected to his legacy in the kingdom of heaven. All right. So let's go to Ecclesiastes 8:11. And this is for these wicked ass niggas that think that judgment is never going to come. This is Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because a sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the Son of Man is fully set in them to do evil. And that's what we see in these last days. And we can't wait for judgment to come. We patiently wait for judgment to come. We understand that Esau Edom is going to get judged, but we can't wait to see Yahawashi move on niggas, okay, for leading Jake astray. All right. Though sinners do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High Yahawah, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he be prolonged his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not the Most High. And we understand who the wicked is, but guess what? 2/3 of our people are wicked, just as Esau Edom. Okay, let's grab one more. Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 15, verse 20. Let's go there. Ecclesiasticus chapter 15, verse 20. It says, he has commanded no man to do wickedly, neither has he given any man license to sin. Okay, so you haven't been given license to sin, Jake. All right, you cannot grab the blue letter, okay, to justify your wickedness. And at the end of the day, as it tells you in Isaiah 66:15, that Yahawashi is going to destroy these men that's eating swine's flesh, especially the ones that know better. Let's just end with that. Isaiah, we're going to end here, Isaiah 66:15. All right, and this is the day we can't wait for. And Lord willing, we get to endure and be taken up into the chariots. But a lot of you niggas down here that know the law and refuse to keep it, okay, it's going to be terrible. That's why it's called the great and dreadful day of the Lord. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. This is at his second coming. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. When you go into that word plead, it means to judge. And the slaying of the Lord shall be many. That's why it tells you in the book of Isaiah that the slaying of the Lord shall be from one end of the earth even unto the other. They that sacrifice themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, speaking about these church houses, okay, eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. Okay, going to be consumed. So at the end of the day, If you can't stand on integrity like our forefathers, Yahawashi is going to consume you. And as I named it, our forefathers rather died not to eat swine's flesh. Our forefathers died not to eat swine's flesh. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawashi. Give double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim and Atwath. Shalom.